This is the third time I'm doing this video. I swear to God. It's hard to do. And I really mean it when I say it's hard to teach people how to sword fight in videos because it involves a lot of movement. Anyways, I am sword teacher Cross. And I understand that not many of you understand why I'm saying teacher instead of advanced. And that's because, well, advanced is a dumb word. Alright? You need to become a teacher before you can even think about being advanced. See, we have ranks here. We go from the initiate to a novice to teacher, then to advanced, then master, then knight, which is the highest one. And I understand that not every time I salute. That's because why would you want to lift a sword in front of you in the video every single time? It's just gotta block you out. Anyways, that's beyond the point. That was just a joke. You understand that? Hopefully. But today, as if you can't tell yet, from my tool belt of different weapons, and hopefully you can tell, because if you are not able to tell, that is sad. But we are learning about using multiple different weapons, from this katana sword, to this knife, to this axe. Are you starting to get it? Oh, and also that's my dog, as you saw pass by. That is my dog. Her name is Bella. That is besides the point. Anyways, so we're in a situation here where for some reason when you were sword fighting, you lost your sword. As you can see right there. Because someone parried it or hit it so hard out of your hands. Or for some reason you got your hand cut. And hopefully that doesn't happen because that sucks. But anyways, let's just say this person or somebody or somehow there's another weapon in front of you. You got 5 seconds to pick a weapon or run. And I recommend picking up a weapon because when it comes to an honorable fight or a fight to your life depends on, it's just best to pick up the closest weapon to you. Whether that be your own weapon or the weapon right in front of you that for some reason is right there. Now as for the axe, I've seen some people that use it like a sword, and let me tell you, do never use this as a sword. It does not work. You can push with a jab like this, don't get me wrong, but from there, that's where the similarities end. Because with a sword, you have to hold it like this, using your full throttle first to get the clean cut. And let me tell you, this will hurt your arm and shoulder and wrist if you use the axe like a sword. It's just, for dear Jesus Christ, it's just better to use the axe how it's supposed to be attended to, you know, like this. Use it with your arm, your hand, like this, in a nice 90-degree angle, because that's what it's meant for. It's not meant for this. I don't know why some of you do this, especially in cutting wood, which is a mistake. It's just best to use it like this, how it's attended to. Either 40, this is not 45, this is 135. Either a 135 angle or a 90-degree. Either one will do, but using it all the way to a 180 will hurt you. Do not do 180, either 135 or 190. And trust me, it helps a lot more with 135. Or if you get lucky, you could just use a 90-degree angle and do this, like a nice little jab. And as soon as you get it in the person, you can come right down, hit them again, and again. Now, when you hit somebody, let's pretend you gotta do an overhead strike. Just go like this. Or like this. And let me tell you this at first hand. You may not notice this, but this is incredibly heavy. That's why you want to go to a nice squat right here. Unless you're holding it right here, which is probably faster, but it's not as effective. I recommend just squatting down, holding it from here or here, because at least when you hit, your you're able to come right back to the stance and you're not moving. Unless if you really want to just put all the force, then still stay in that stance. Anyways, let's just say for some reason you don't have this secondary weapon out of the blue. Let's say you have this as your secondary weapon. This small knife that could practically only kill a person if you stab them. But that's probably the best thing to have around anyways, because it's light, it's practical, it's there. You could take it out in an instant, go like this, or have it out like this. It'd be practically the same thing as a sword. The only difference is its length and the fact that it's light. It's still deadly. Sword and a knife are no different from deadliness. They're still both very deadly. Now I know some people throw knives like these, like a throwing knife. Let me tell you, this is not a throwing knife. This is a cutting knife. There's a difference between the two, though you can practically use them the same way. It's not as effective as a real throwing knife. A real throwing knife is very effective because it's forward heavy. It's supposed to have that fling to it. While the knife, a regular cutting knife, has a nice even, it's nice and even. You can't feel the weight too much other than the handle. The handle is probably the only thing of weight you can feel, or from here. And it's not going to hurt that much because it's nice and balanced. Almost like if you just put it right here, it's not going to fall. See? It's nice and balanced from the handle. Compared to an axe where it's very front heavy, where you have to hold it nice, firm grip. The knife, you can hold it like this and it still be just as effective. Now, when using a knife, you need to use your body weight to your advantage. If you're strong or fat, it don't matter. Trust me, it really doesn't. You just need to move your shoulders to your weight. So when you're going down, you could slash down like this or like this. And yes, it's pretty obvious, but do you really want to take a chance to stab? Trust me, someone could probably see that a mile away that you're going to try to do that, and they're going to get away from you. Now, if you're doing slashes, they're going to have a hard time dodging. And I can guarantee you, since it's faster than a sword, it's going to be more effective in speed. So use that to your advantage when using your weight, because it's going to be fast. So you got to be fast with it, otherwise you might make a mistake and absolutely stab your hand. I guarantee you some people have done that, where they flip the knife and then all of a sudden they stab their hand or slice it by accident. So don't try to be cool playing some cool tricks. It just doesn't work. It's just best to use how the knife is intended to, one side or the other. If you're switching it, you can do that, but do it when you're not being attacked. Do it when you are going to attack though, but not during the attack. Do not do it during the attack. Trust me, it doesn't help. Sometimes the blade ends up the wrong side. Other times they could end up flying and hitting you, and it hurts. I can guarantee you, I have cut my fingers multiple times and it sucks. Now, the reason why I brought out my katana, and mind you that it's very sharp, it's actually really dangerous, it can actually kill me, is that the fact that you could hold two weapons if you wanted to. Knife being on your least dominant hand, of course, and the sword being your most dominant hand, because you're bound to just use it correctly. While the knife, you're gonna probably just be random. You see? You could be very precise with a sword, but with a knife, you're probably gotta be very random or going with the sword. Now, here's the problem with holding two weapons. Or if you don't have a shield, which is probably better than the knife, to be honest. They do not protect you the same way as a shield would. A shield protects you fully around here. Your arms are very safe, at least. As long as you got an arm guard, so that way if an arrow comes in, it's not gonna hurt your arm. Now with a knife or another sword, let's say, I can guarantee you it's not as safe as having a shield. Because at least a shield, you can protect yourself and guarantee you're not gonna hurt yourself unless if you do something really, really dumb. With a knife, though, on the other hand, you could lose this in your non-dominant hand because you're non-dominant in that hand. it's very ineffective as much as you think. So it's best to go left first, then right. And always be careful when you do this, because I've seen some people do this. It's best to make sure that the blade handle is going to sit here, because if you go out here, you could possibly hit your thumb or your hand along this way, or the arm. So that's why it's best to do this, because it's heavier for one, and at least you're guaranteed to not hit yourself with the knife or the sword. Enough of that. Well, I really hope I taught you something today. I highly doubt I didn't. But if I didn't, just in case, know that this is a class for people who want to learn about swords. Swords like these, or medieval swords, scrap swords, you name it. If I have it, you can do it too, trust me. This is supposed to be a regular medieval sword, but I suck at making swords. So I mean, what came best next? A regular scrap sword. This is an actual sword my dad bought me. And as you can see, it's really sharp, really deadly. I can guarantee you if I run my hand against this, it's gonna cut me at some point. And it's good to clean it too. But overall, these are very dangerous weapons. I'm giving you this disclaimer right now. Ever since the novice videos came out, these are very dangerous weapons. These are not to be toyed with. These are not toys. No knife, nor sword, nor katana, nor axe, or any weapon that's from fighting in wars way back around in the 1500s to 1000s. That it's not a toy. Do not treat these like toys, people. I've seen many people act like this is fun and all that. Yes, it is. But it's only because when you're disciplined and privileged to do so correctly, it's fun, because no one's going to tell you you're wrong, you're doing it wrong, or anyone's got to be touchy on you. Just do it right. All right? This is not a toy. These blades are not toys. These are very dangerous, and I can guarantee you, if I hit myself with this will cut me. All right? These are not toys. Though I act like they're toys, it's because my mind, for some reason, cannot comprehend danger correctly. But other than that, this is really a fun thing. Trust me. If you're using a stick or foam or something, I'm really hoping I'm in the camera angle. This is really fun for people. I can guarantee you. And I've seen people leave comments, and yes, I know some of them look like they're my friends, and they really are. But that's because this is a sport. Sword fighting is a sport. It's not a game, it's a sport. And I know many children play with sticks back then or now, hopefully not now, because that's dangerous, that they pretend to use sticks like swords. And that's because that's from human history. It's in our instincts to do so, because we want to hold something glorious and pretend we're epic in battle, because if we're brave, then we feel good about ourselves. And it's like a positive reaction instinct to do so. That's why, and this is to the mothers and fathers, that's why your kids play very dumb, dangerous games, is because it makes them feel like they're young. It makes them feel brave and powerful. It helps them. And that's only if the children's willing to do it, that of course. Do not force your children to do stuff that they don't like. Trust me. Anyways, this is the end of this class. My name is Teacher Cross, and I really hope I taught you something today. This is well, hopefully it's not the last video, but if it is, I really hope that you guys have a nice Christmas, because I know that's coming up soon. And if you haven't noticed, I have an art page. I know some people know, but I have an art page that you might like to visit. I like to draw a lot, and some of it may not be content for everyone, but I guarantee you I have something for everyone in my art page. Hopefully it's not a fetish, because I don't do fetishes, all too well. I actually suck at drawing fetishes. It's the reason why I kind of draw whatever I feel like it. Anyways, thank you for your time. I hope you have a very nice Christmas, and I hope I upload before then, so that way you can see the next sword teaching video. I hope all you novices and in this, if you have watched my previous videos, I can tell you this much: if you watch every video and practice almost every day for about 30 days, you will understand that sword fighting is a fun sport if you have this discipline. And yes, enlists can watch this video too. It's fine. Trust me. Not everyone will watch a video in order. Trust me. I don't even sometimes do that. Anyways, thank you for your time. Teacher Cross is out.